Welcome in to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, as we are not in Palo Alto today, though not very far away, as we are on the road facing one of our several younger brothers in the state of California, Fresno State Bulldogs. This year they beat FAU 19-17, handed the Pandas a lopsided loss 35-10, don't mind the zeros, and 2 games ago demolished UCLA 40-17. But those were their only wins on the year. Facing tougher competition though this year, they're hoping to pull out a few more big ones by the end of this one. As for our Cardinal, they're looking to jump Wisconsin, who has a worse record than them, though are rated higher. They're also looking to lock in their Pac-12 trip to the championship. But ultimately, Coach wants to see the roster stay healthy. A couple games ago, we lost Rick Regas for the season. We've seen players like Gordon Draft get banged up. Larry Sulai has even missed some time. Our starting center in Cameron Conklin has missed time in several games this year. When it comes to the defensive side, one of the team leaders down the middle, Brian Paschal, is heading into this game a little bit banged up. But we also are seeing the return of Alex Augustine, the defensive lineman. He plays on the outside, he plays down the middle. He's a young player who's shown a lot of talent. And now being back from injury, we hope that he stays healthy and gives some guys a little bit of a breather. And a breather is exactly what Coach Barrington is hoping this game will be for his Stanford Cardinal. But they've got to come out and dominate early doors as we are underway in the nice sunshine in sunny California, where we get going. Taken down at the 13 will be where the offense for the Bulldogs will hit the field, led by Weathersby, who is an intriguing quarterback, but he hasn't played necessarily a clean game this year. About 2-1 in terms of touchdowns, interceptions, but he gets dropped. Welcome back, Alex Augustine. How about that? For your first game back in about half the season, just one play in, he drops Weathersby back to the 6. With a big hole, Fresno State, they'll look to the air here. Picking up their tight end. Picks up about a gain of 10. He's been their number 1 target this year. He's leading them in receptions, not in yards, but they do spread the ball out quite a bit. Running back well involved. We'll see Weathersby involved on the ground as well, as he's taking his time here pre-snap. The 3rd and 8, they've got to convert. Throwing short and hopping over, I believe that was Tyrone Heggie. First down for the Bulldogs, keeping their opening drive alive. They're at the 25. Throwing short to their tight end, quickly taken down by Darren Sr. They'll go hurry up. Facing against the 4-4 defense here of the Stanford Cardinal, not necessarily a pass coverage style or formation even, but they don't need that when they get sacks. It's Oscar Coley, the Palo Alto native, getting the 2nd sack for the Cardinal today. And those in the stands don't seem to be all too happy about that. He technically could have gone to Fresno State. He sat deep in the depth chart here for the Stanford Cardinal over his last handful of seasons. Weathersby going to look to scramble here. He gives himself up as Tuttle tries to make the play, forcing the punt at the 29. But we will give those in attendance some credit today. They're filling out this stadium despite the lack of success from their team. Though they do sneakily get a lot of turnovers. We got to watch out for that. Gordon Draft, he hands off play 1. It's going to be about 9.5 for Larry Sulai. And of course, that's been one of Draft's biggest problems this year is turnovers. As he looks for the quick throw, it's Sulai outside. He'll scamper for the first down, about a gain of 15. But he'll get his break here as Wesovich is in on the play action. Rolling, and Draft will just try to pick up what he can, a gain of 2. Good play there from the Bulldogs front and secondary. Draft wasn't able to find anyone at 2nd and 8 at the 38. As they'll look to go through the air yet again here. Draft rolling out, and he will just get rid of it. Cardinal now facing a 3rd and 8 of their own. In plus side, though, hard count, no one jumps. Draft, he's got to find someone open. He looks for Virgil Rowland. No, just kidding. That's George Ball playing on the typical side of Roland. He holds on with a first down. Roland will go back to his left side here. Ball over to the right, so things return to normal here with the fresh set of downs. As Draft, he fumbles the ball. It's going to be scooped up with Draft able to get over there to make the tackle. There was an offensive lineman just standing there doing absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, it was the Bulldogs front hawking down on Gordon Draft. They forced the turnover, and now the crowd is alive here in Fresno. Can credit the strip to Bond, the DT. It'll be starting plus sign at the 49 for Weathersby. As they go with a run, Alex Augustine with the stomp. Man, we've definitely missed him out on the field. Blair, he did a fantastic job filling in for Augustine, but there's just no beating the versatility of Augustine as Tuttle breaks up the pass. Those force a 3rd and 9 here for Fresno. As there's going to be a quick rush, Cassius Sampson, and a flag comes out on a bang-bang coverage play on the outside. They're going to get DPI. That's one that will definitely be under question on Twitter. Though for Coach Barrington, I'm sure he'll give his props to Kevin Salmon at the sideline. Free first down, though, here for the Bulldogs. As Weathersby throws, he finds his target downfield in Russ Lemon, taking them down to the 11, just outside of goal-to-go situations. With 2 to the right, they're going to change it up. Keeping 2 to the right, but now going to send 2 to the left as well. And handing this one off, trying to get to the outside, but denied the 5. Instead, it'll be down at the 6 for 2nd and 6. Fresno doesn't like the initial look. They're going to look to make a change. So does Coach Barrington, but it actually almost paid off for Fresno. He tried to run weak side. It opened up. Luckily, one last defender there to make the stop, forcing a 3rd and 3 here at the 4. Pretty good blocking, but Alex Augustine is hungry. Fought through the block, dragging the offensive lineman to Weathersby, where he picks up his 2nd sack of the day, making it 4th and 10 at the 10. Clearly, whatever it was that was injured has very much healed. A menace out there with a field goal unit to take the lead. It is the Bulldogs striking first off the turnover from Gordon Draft, fumbling close to midfield. But he will have a chance to redeem himself here. Drive number 2 starting back at the 25. He's got 2 to left, 1 to the right. Safety sitting only 10 yards deep as they go for play action. Throwing this one towards the sideline, though his receiver was at the numbers. This has been the problem for Draft this year. Turnovers definitely mixed in there, but also he's just missed some simple crossing throws. And a great job from 23 on the outside. Miles Mabin, their safety, steps down to stuff the run, forcing a 3rd and 10, which will be a free play. Under pressure, that ball will flutter, getting swatted by the linebacker, but it will be a free 5 and a redo here on 3rd. It's Kyle Pryor, the culprit with that early jump. 3rd and 5, and they might have got Vaughn early. No, they say encroachment then, or neutral zone infraction on the defensive end. Henry Ivory, free first down for the Cardinal. So getting a little revenge then on that DPI call on Kevin Salmon. With 2:01 here in the first quarter, Cardinal with a fresh set. It's going to be a scramble here from Draft, who tries to lower the shoulder. He'll pick up 7, but gets rocked in the process, and that's definitely not something Coach Barrington wants. Wanting to get his starters out of this game early. Good coverage, though, downfield. Again, it's going to be a scramble from Draft, who looks to pick up a block. He won't get it, but he weaves by the defender, scampering out at the 27. A great play there from Gordon Draft. Good coverage, though, we've already seen from this Fresno State defense. Hard count tried again from Draft, didn't end up working. He's going to scramble again, picking up a good block, and will get out of bounds at the 16. Perhaps the scrambling from Draft will finally open up one of these throwing lanes. They have motion. It's going to be Sulai down the middle. Gain of 5, taking the hit from the safety. As the Cardinal down to the 10 with 10 seconds and counting left here in the first. Should be the final play. As Draft avoids the rush, he's going to step up, lower the shoulder, and fight his way in. He would not be denied the touchdown. Gordon Draft gives the Stanford Cardinal the lead here at the break. First quarter coming to an end. It definitely wasn't the quarter that Coach Barrington was hoping for. Only 7 points on the board, but only 2 drives for the Stanford Cardinal. And outside the fumble, they drove easily on offense. Some big plays from Fresno State on both sides. They're going to need some more today. And they'll have the opportunity to start the second quarter with possession, trying to once again claim a lead here with a touchdown as they go with the counter. Well contained, Marcock and Senior to get the tackle. Will be hurry up from there, going with 2 spread. Weathersby checking the sideline here, making sure he's got the call. As they look through the air, quick throw through the hands of big number 83. That is Fernando Ortega, their tight end, who, as mentioned earlier, does lead them in receptions. They have a couple different bigger body guys as it's a fumble recovered by Weathersby. Sack, though, will count for Sampson. And for an offensive line whose worst player has given up only 4 sacks this season, I'm pretty sure the team's already given up 4 here today. And they'll give the Cardinal the ball here, plus side starting at the 45 as they just keep picking up those big hits on Weathersby. Though they haven't been able to pick up much in the passing game, they're going to lose 5 here with a sack of their own, Jimmy Bond. Gordon Draft already taking several big hits in this game. They've got to keep him clean. Ball in motion right-hand side as they're just trying to set up their quick passing game, but none of these lanes really open up until they find their tight end, Gomez. He'll toe tap the sideline, picking up a good gain, though, leaving 3rd and 4. Shotgun look with a bunch to the right-hand side. Draft makes a change. Hard count. They get the player to jump, though they don't flag him for it. But finding Vallejo left side, trying the spin. Their safeties today, they have been locked down in tackling. First down for the Cardinal, though not a touchdown. Fresno State will take that. The 26, Larry Sulai. With a burst of speed, he gets outside, lowers the shoulder, and picks up 4. He's a real threat in open space with his speed, with that power. A little bit of some moves as well, but he needs a block from his center. Goes unprovided there. Cardinal, they lose 3, 3rd and 8 again. With a tight shotgun look, Draft hard count, and once again, we got some early movement on the outside. Second on the day for Henry Ivory. And if football isn't a long-term solution for him, that's a great Pirate name. Just got to go back in time. With a 3rd and 3 now, and he jumps for the 3rd time. No, not Ivory. 0 looks a lot like 8, though. Instead, it's Russ DeLuca, their slot corner. Cardinal pick up another first down here without having to snap that ball. It's Draft's formation at the 14. Ball in motion. He will keep it. With a couple blockers in front, a decent block there from Gomez. Ball shows a burst of speed to hit the corner. And it's now 2 touchdowns for the Cardinal. Open up a 2-score lead on the Bulldogs. 14-3 about midway through the second. Outside of the sacks from this Cardinal front line, we've seen big plays made by Fresno State. They're going to need one here before this game gets away from them. Passing outside, finding their running back left on an island. Picking up 8 and going back to their hurry up. With their spread look, bunch goes to the left-hand side. 1 to the right, back to the running back who is denied. To hurry up they go, scrunching the front. 2 receivers as lead blockers, and it'll do enough. First down. Brian Melendez keeping the drive alive here for the Bulldogs. Props to those receivers, though, getting stuck in the running game. As it's play action here. And rolling, spinning to throw it away. Guess he gets outside the tackle box. Looked pretty close, but with how many penalties they've gotten on defense, refs will let one slide. Throwing underneath, back to Melendez. He picks up 8. They definitely like to throw his way. Occasionally will play in the backfield. Listed as their number 2 running back. Urban in there right now. 22 is their primary. With a 3rd and 2. Receiver again looking for that lead block. Instead, it's a quarterback counter, and they'll count it as a sack for Tyrone Heggie. Our slot corner doesn't jump off sides. He makes stops on 3rd down. And with it, once again, we will force a punt by the Bulldogs. We start at the 20, up 11. With a strong bunch here, but Sulai able to get through, gets a nice juke. Rally arrives. If Sulai was able to get outside, who knows, he might have been gone. To the 31, it's a gain of 11. Play action, rolling right-hand side here, and fitting it into a window, he will find ball. A pretty good throw there from Draft, rolling right side. He's a left-handed quarterback. That is difficult, but looked pretty easy for him there. Now rolling to his strong side. And under pressure, he checks that one into the turf. Had a couple options if he threw it earlier. But instead, it's 2:09 left here, 9 seconds before the 2-minute break. As they have motion. Faking the jet sweep, it's Larry Sulai, right-hand side. Will pick up 8. That will carry us through the break. A 3rd and 2 to follow with 2 minutes left here in this half. It's Sulai, left side, with a hard hit on the linebacker, ensuring that first down. Cardinal down to the 30. They go back to Larry Sulai, who's weaving around this defense, having far more success than the entire offense of the Bulldogs, who have negative rushing yards today. Larry Sulai, he's racking them up. Down inside the red zone. With a quick throw, they find Vallejo with the spin move and the touchdown. He made those DBs look silly on his way for 6. Cardinal extend their lead, going up 21-3, as many touchdowns as points for the younger brother in Fresno State. And as long as this score holds come halftime, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Barrington does start substituting for the second half. Though wide open, they will pick up about a gain of 15, close to 20, calling their first timeout. I believe that was Jeff Bishop flashing the mitts on that catch. Under pressure, the Weathersby, he's going to scramble, taking a big hit and being flattened by Kiki Harulahu. Give some credit, though, to Weathersby. Didn't show any signs of being scared with that big body linebacker right in front of him. Primed to be at least a second-round pick, maybe higher than that. Melendez out of bounds at the 49. They are in plus side with 2 timeouts. They're looking for a touchdown to end their half. Spread look here, 2 to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. Throwing outside as continually the underneath cover man is vacating. And honestly, if you ask Ortega, he'll take that. All the space underneath, a big play down to the 26 with 48 seconds to spare. As Weathersby will look to go back to the air, or instead he scrambles. Caught from behind, I believe, was Nathan Henderson. Don't believe they will count that one as a sack. He gets back to the line. Plain tackle. Not great for the stat book, but a good play in general. As Weathersby, he gets outside. Kiki slows him down with a trip. A late hit there from Alex Augustine. We've got to be lucky that one was not flagged. But they are down inside the red zone. Trips to the right-hand side. Cardinal bring the blitz. They throw to Ortega down to the 3. Continuing their hurry up. It will be a spread look here down at the goal line. Watch out for a quarterback draw as they do look to pass the ball. Rolling into Cassius Sampson. They will have to call their final timeout. It'll be 3rd and goal at the 10. You get a sack or just a tackle inbounds here, that will take us to halftime. But throwing out of the back, 4th and goal. They will go ahead and settle for 3. Just to get a little bit closer here, still leaving this a 2-score game. And it is good. A strong drive there from Fresno State to finish the half. And perhaps Coach Barrington might rethink making some subs, at least early on here in the second half. There's been a lot of big plays made on both sides. Cardinal, they do hold a lead here, 21-6. And it's been pretty split even in terms of pass and run. The pass did not show up, though, until about the second half of that first half. So second quarter is a better way of saying it. Fresno State was locked down early on, but can they outlast all the different special players here that the Cardinal have in the second half? As the second half begins, it is Sorensen out there at quarterback. So it looks like Gordon Draft's day is very well might be done. We'll see if any other changes happen, but for now, it's the rest of the starters out there for the Cardinal. Just as we say that, we see Jewell come in here at running back. He's kind of been a number 2, number 3 at certain different games this year. Looks like he's going to give an opportunity as Sorensen is going to find nobody. He does, however, take a pretty good shot on the play. 2nd and 10 following the incompletion. Jewell will look to get a run to the outside here. Good blocks. Good tackle, though. Will keep it a gain of 6. A redshirt freshman, he's got a burst if he could hit the outside. With a 3rd and 4, hard count, and again, they're going to get Ivory jumping early. So a free play the Cardinal will take as Sorensen couldn't find space to scramble. 1st and 10 at the 46 with that penalty. For Sorensen, he's had some really big games, he's had some lackluster games, as he will find space this time to leak out, sliding down 2nd and inches. Looks like the ref will make, at least in the second half, the Cardinal earn every little inch. With a bunch right-hand side, they go Jewell with space down the middle. He bounces outside to about the 38. Will be a 1st down for the Stanford Cardinal. Coming out at the 39 with a pistol ace set. Play action, rolling, looking for the dump off. They find Gomez. Will pick up a gain of 5. We saw the Cardinal trying to go pretty heavy in the play action in that second quarter, help open up the offensive passing game. Trying to do the same here with QB2. As he throws it to 2 different receivers, apparently neither one wanted it. We'll just credit Mabin then with the pass breakup. It's 3rd and 5. Fullback steps in Babineau. Hard count, but back on side. No penalty this time. Again, looking to roll. Throwing into double, triple coverage and tipping it to a fellow teammate. Lewis with the interception. Bulldogs will take over at the 30. A mistake from Justin Sorensen, forcing it to his tight end, but I understand why. Manuel Gomez, he's taken home best tight end 2 years in a row, hoping he would make a play. With some momentum, spinning off the tackle and picking up some yards. 1st down. Go the Bulldogs. Russ Lemon with one heck of a play on the quick little screen to the 43. Now handing this one off, quickly getting stopped, maybe one. With all the sacks today by this Cardinal front, the rushing yards are not looking good for the Bulldogs, still in the negative. 2nd and 9, they try it again, and Urban just runs right into the chest of Kiki Harulahu, swallowing him up. He'll force a 3rd and 8. Don't see any changes out there for the Cardinal defense. Trying to set up the screen, James Tuttle forces the cutback. Cassius Sampson there to get the stop. And when they will send the punting unit out. Good news for Justin Sorensen. No points come off his turnover. Cardinals still up 21-6 here. Starting back at the 13. It's Jewell down the left side, 6. He is very much a different style running back than what the Cardinals have used the last couple seasons. He's a lot more of an elusive style. As they switched on George Ball, he had nowhere to run but straight downfield, and he will take it the distance. Sorensen puts the ball on him on the run. George Ball now makes it 28-6. Cardinal with a 3-score lead. And it looks like with that advantage, we'll start to see a much bigger rotation here for both offense and defense. As it's going to be a sack nonetheless. Henry with another on the year. He might be a surprise player for the Cardinal heading into next season. Some of his more limited play time this year, he has racked up sacks, and with both of the sides of the ball set to look very different next year, expect him to make a play for a starting spot. Legend Anagbar getting the tackle there. Also another guy who very well could be in the starting spot. 3rd and 14. Thrown across the middle, Darren Sr. breaks it up, intended for Ortega. Another punt for the Bulldogs. Now as the offense hits the field, for the most part, it's all new players. Kramer and Bargava really the only ones who see some regular playing time. Jewell on the carry, he picks up 2. Expectations are he will take over more of that receiving role of Larry Sulai. Meanwhile, Wesovich will get the main running back role as it's 3rd and 8 with the quick pressure on the halfback screen. Be 2 spread either side. George Ball going to step in here right-hand side as it's 4 spread. Early jump this time. Not going to be on Henry Ivory. Instead, they'll get Randy Meeks. That sets up a far easier down here for the Stanford Cardinal. 3rd and 3. Keeping with the 2 spread look here, Sorensen in pistol. As they bring the blitz, he throws outside. He finds Ben Vallejo for the 1st down. A redshirt junior receiver for the Cardinal. Expectations are he will stick around for his senior year and probably be one of the primary guys. As Sorensen, he tries to bail, but that DT, he stayed step for step. Sorensen will make the safe call there and just get rid of it. 2nd and 10, and there's some more movement up front. A very undisciplined group here for the Bulldogs. Connor Grimm, the 4th player to be called for the same penalty. That gives the Cardinal a 2nd and 5 here instead. Spreading wide, handing it off to Jewell as the line just pushed everyone away. Will be just about 30 yards for him on the day. 5th carry there. They're averaging about 6. Under pressure and through the hands of Ben Vallejo. Good coverage though. As soon as that ball arrives, defender knew, pull those arms away. That dropped the ball, so 2nd and 10 then. 45 seconds left here in the 3rd. Under pressure again. Sorensen is dropped. Henry Ivory will make the play this time, getting quickly around the left tackle, forcing a 3rd and 19. And dropping back, firing across the middle, making the catches thrash before he gets lit up. Though the offense looked to stay on the field, but we send this one to the break. 4th quarter has arrived. Cardinal on top here, 28-6, with both their second team's offense and defense out on the field. Picking up the win here today, hopefully with a Wisconsin loss, will mean that we will jump up to number 2, where we rightfully should be. But 4th and 3, the offense, they stay on the field here. Jewell, he takes the carry, cuts back. Vallejo with a big block. It's Jewell down to the 16. With a 1st and 10 for the Cardinal, they convert the 4th down. And it looks like Sorensen sees something he likes out there. Trips right-hand side. And he's got his man, Bargava, with the touchdown. The eyes of Justin Sorensen, while just a redshirt freshman, read that defense and picks them apart for the touchdown. 35-6, Cardinal have this one well in hand. We really haven't seen much at all from the Bulldogs offense since their first quarter came to an end, really. They did have one good drive to finish off the first half, but Henry, Lawton, and Alakai, they all arrive in the backfield, picking up yet another sack for the Stanford Cardinal. And everyone out in attendance today, they're just wondering, can they pick up a scholarship and be an offensive lineman? If they just have to stand there, they're looking pretty good at doing it. Under pressure here, Weathersby, he's going to slip through, picking up a big chunk of 13. He says the line isn't going to block for me. I'll find a way to do it with my legs. 3rd and 5. Coach Barrington shaking up his defense here. Weathersby looks for a throw underneath. Instead, we'll have to go outside. Big hit, but riding that hit, Melendez picking up the 1st down. Unsure who that was that tried to put the hit in. I believe that might have been Kafka, who's the 6'6 safety. As he's out here forcing the slide. No, he's wearing 6. Having to check my depth chart here. It looks like Manu Cave, the corner. So it makes sense why he didn't quite make that hit. Jumping early here is Bullet, the freshman DT, seeing some playing time today. Not exactly a great way of showcasing your name here, getting a penalty in some of your few snaps. 2nd and 3, saving the play on the outside, getting the tackle is Henry. An absolute menace, and he needs a breather, so it's going to bring in Augustine and Cassius Sampson here. 3rd and 2. Not a whole lot of depth, not redshirted right now for the Stanford Cardinal, as Ivy makes the tackle, but a 1st down for Fresno. They're to the 43, going to spread. Weathersby trying to put together some decent performance. Bullock gets some pressure, but picking up sack number 10 is Henry, as Weathersby not able to get back to the line. Just a dominating performance by one particular group. And again, the crowd is doing their best impersonation of the line here today for Fresno State. As pressure again builds, dumping this one off. Urban gets chopped out. That time it is Kafka. When recruited by Coach Barrington, he had the opportunity to be a receiver, but that group was just too stacked, so brought the big body guy out to safety. Weathersby showing off some speed, as that's not what you want to see. Joseph Henry shaken up on the play for the Stanford Cardinal. After such a dominant showing here in the second half, Alex Augustine will hit the field getting a little bit more playing time before some bigger games to come. Immediately gets pressure. Lawton doesn't contain. Goss forces the slide. We'll hopefully get an update post-game on Henry. But 2nd and 8 here for the Bulldogs. Under pressure, Alex Augustine. Talk about a menace. First game back, he records 3, maybe 4 sacks today alone. Feels like a historic game for him in his young career. Just a redshirt sophomore. 3rd and 17 for the Bulldogs. A floated pass that it's tipped away. Manu Cave, he thought he had the opportunity at his first career pick. 4th and 17. As they're going to send everyone downfield. Picked this time just off of a tip to himself. Legend and Ogbar, the punt returner the last couple seasons for the Stanford Cardinal. He makes the play in the secondary. That's what we've needed to see from him for quite some time. He's been a liability out there. He makes the big play here. That is where this game will come to a close. 35-6. It wasn't necessarily a huge, dominant, high-scoring game for the Stanford Cardinal, but they got their guys out pretty early on. George Ball, he takes home player of the game, getting a touchdown with Justin Sorensen and Gordon Draft. But ultimately, we wanted the win, and we wanted to rest some guys, and we took care of that today against Fresno State, who played a very good first quarter. Started to falter a little bit in the second, and unfortunately they just couldn't hold on come the second half. We dominated that, taking home the dub. But we can't leave that game not talking about Alex Augustine, who picked up apparently just 3 sacks, but he did have 4 tackles, 3 TFLs, an absolutely fantastic day. Having him back, a legend truly has returned. And that title will only grow with every National Defensive Player of the Week he brings home as well. And I was going to say that not everything went extremely smoothly in this game because we had an injury to Henry that popped up, and it said that he was out for the season. But clearly, he's not here on this page. And when we go to check his actual player card, I'm not seeing anything wrong in terms of sustained injury. He did pick up a good knock in this game, but it appears like he will be healthy to go for the rest of this year and into the postseason. And as mentioned, he's a guy that if he has to see the field is extremely good for being a redshirt freshman. 3.5 sacks for him on this year, and he's only played in 39 downs. That is absolute domination from this young man. Will also be a part of this team's future is Sean Bobber, a 4-star gem receiving back who committed just after that game from Florida. We'll see exactly how he fits in. He's an interesting prospect. A lot of the true running back ratings we don't really know, but there's speed, there's hands. We talked about Jewel being a receiving back for us, taking over that role from Larry Sulai. Maybe Bobber will be a similar type of player. As for the rest of these 4-star gems we're going after, there are a couple battles happening here. Matt Vildor, he just went on a visit with USC. He's pretty intrigued. He might look to commit there. And Watford at receiver does have a visit with USC week 15. We don't have any more visits to offer UCLA. They're in a close race here. Arizona has a visit with him, though we do have a week 14. So we might get Rumen, another offensive lineman. Alan Law, we're kind of running away with him. Same with Jamal Hill, who hopefully will be a pretty good kicker for us in maybe a couple seasons. But we still have 2 regular season games to get through. Utah and Notre Dame, who picked up another win. They're continuing to climb. They're up to 17. Meanwhile, we talked about Wisconsin needing to lose. Kansas State also lost, so we jump up to number 1, as it appears to be, at least in the top 10, we are the final undefeated team. You have the Marshall Thundering Herd, who's also undefeated, and I'm sure there might be a few more even outside this top 25. But of top tier teams, we are the final one left undefeated. In the final 2 games, final rest of the season, we got to make sure that stays true. To make sure you're here to see if we can do just that, going back-to-back national champions, looking to 3-time the Pac-12 championship. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. We're here every single Monday and Friday with the Stanford Cardinal. Cha-Cha Vaz Road to the Show Tuesdays and Thursdays. Jaguars, they're headed to the playoffs. That series might shake up a little bit with it being the playoffs and the frequency it's coming out. So make sure you're ready for that one on Wednesday, as you might be able to have some double headers perhaps. But we'll see you over there. We'll see you back here as we face the Utes next time.